What's going on, guys? So in this video, we're going to talk about why you always seem to be tired or you're waking up and you lack motivation. You just want to keep sleeping instead of going out of your bed and starting your day. Start conquering your day. You know, you might wake up kind of mentally off and in a bad mood. Almost like your sleep made you more tired. And most importantly, we're going to help you get from this point where you wake up exhausted, mentally fatigued, and in a bad mood, to being in this alpha state where you have unreal energy. You're ready to go as soon as you wake up and crush your day. But look, before we get into that, make sure to toss this video a like. It helps us in growing this channel. And then, as a reminder, we have a brand new video every single day at 10 a.m. So make sure to click that bell notification button so you don't miss a beat. Now look, the reason why 95% of the people that wake up kind of just feel terrible physically and mentally, it's because of their circadian rhythm. Now you're probably like, okay, what the heck's a circadian rhythm? What is this guy talking about? Now, your circadian rhythm is essentially your body's internal clock, and it deals a lot with your hormones. Now, look, everyone knows hormones are important. You know, like if I was to ask a random stranger, like, oh, are your hormones important? They go, oh, of course. But very few know why. So let me first explain this. So have you ever noticed that when people take steroids, they get really irritable, grumpy, and the smallest thing ticks them off like a bomb, right? They get roid rage. Well, that's because they have a surplus in testosterone and their hormones, they aren't optimized. They're out of whack. And that's why the smallest thing ticks them off. Things that normally don't upset people cause these people to rage out, to lash out. And they're not in control of their emotions, you know? That's the thing, you can't disregard your hormone levels. You have no control once they're imbalanced. Because I had a friend who, before he took steroids, he was always a calm, cool, and collected guy. Now, when he gets on a cycle for steroids, he just like the stupidest thing upsets him. Like, you almost feel like you have to watch out for him because he's gonna attack, you know? And this just goes to show you the power of hormones. Even if you're someone who's in control of your emotions, if your hormones become unoptimized, you become unoptimized. So when you get your circadian rhythm dialed in like a clock, your hormones are going to be more optimized. You're going to feel better. It's going to be easier for you to be in a good mood, and you're just going to have more energy. You're going to have this vitality, full of life, you know? You see all these super successful people like Gary Vee or Grant Cardone or Joe Rogan. Always in a fun-loving attitude with high energy. And it's because they have optimal hormone levels. And I know this because if they didn't, they wouldn't be where they're at. They wouldn't be able to accomplish as much as they can in a day. I mean, think about it. When you're tired and exhausted and in a bad mood, how much more difficult is it for you to be productive, to tackle your to-do list and errands, let alone for you to enjoy life? And the worst part is when you go down life and you don't have these, when you don't feel good and you don't accomplish a lot, at the end of the day, you feel disgusted with yourself because you know you should have had a more productive day, a day that helps you hit your goals. Now, let's get into how to dial in your circadian rhythm. And essentially, one of the most powerful things that I found is, first of all, go to bed. The best time for bed or for sleep to get the highest quality sleep that rejuvenates you is from 10 to 2. You see, most people, they look at sleep and go, oh, I got 8 hours, I'm good. But let me tell you something. If you go to bed from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., that is not the same as going to bed from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Not even close. And you've probably experienced that yourself. That's why when you go to bed late, you wake up groggy every time. Have you ever gone to bed at 2 a.m. and woken up feeling good? No. And that's because the quality of sleep is diminished. You get the best sleep from 10 to 2. And if you start doing this, your circadian rhythms more aligned to how we evolved. You see, when we were hunters and gatherers, which is how we evolved for millions of years, when the sun was up, we'd wake up, and when the sun went down, we started to get ready for bed and go to sleep. We went to bed at dark time. We didn't have all this electronics keeping us up. And if you want to feel amazing, you got to align your lifestyle to how we evolved and lived. I mean, our bodies adapt in order to survive. And that's why when you tan, your skin gets darker. What's really happening is your body's adapting from the stress of the sunlight and getting darker so that next time the sun won't damage it as much. That's also why if you got sandpaper and rubbed it on your hand would start bleeding. But in a few days, it would come back tougher and stronger in the form of a callus so that next time the stress won't damage your skin as much. That's even why you're able to pack on muscle. What you're really doing is breaking down your muscle fibers, and then they recover and adapt and come back stronger so that next time it can handle the stress you've applied to it. So our bodies have adapted in a certain way. And that way is going to bed early and waking up earlier when the sun rises up. And when you do this, you're going to notice your energy is going to be 2 times more potent, 2 times more powerful, and your mood's going to be better. You're just going to be in a fun-loving attitude where you can joke with your friends, family, and coworkers. So that's the main thing. You have to get in the habit of going to bed from 10, like around 10. Obviously, 10's ideal. You can push it, figure out what works best for you. Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, Adam, I have insomnia. I can't fall asleep. Wrong. You do not have insomnia. Okay, I should say 95% of you don't. You just have poor sleeping habits. Let me guess. You're on your phone. You're texting people. You're looking up videos. Yeah. Well, when you're on your phone and you're looking up these videos, guess what happens? There's blue light on those electronics that literally release certain chemicals in your brain and get you wired. That's why you're not falling asleep. You're not falling asleep because your mind's always freaking stupid active because you don't have the right sleep habits in place. You're playing video games, you're watching insane Netflix shows with gory bullshit on there, you know? Get the right sleep habits in place and quit making excuses. You don't have insomnia. And I know this because I used to be where you were at. I wouldn't be able to fall asleep before too, and I used to think I have insomnia. And it was like for the life of me, I just couldn't fall asleep. But it wasn't until I got the right sleeping habits in place that I realized I didn't have insomnia. So the first thing is going to be go to bed around 10, get in the habit of that, and just an hour before bed, get off your electronics, start calming down, let your mind get more at ease. And then when you wake up, as early as possible, get sunlight. Literally just go outside and let your skin absorb sunlight. That's going to get your circadian rhythm dialed in. And really, that's going to help you fall asleep at 10 as well, because the thing is, if you go out and you get some sunlight on you, that's going to get your daytime hormones going. Your cortisol is going to rise. And that also means when you're going to bed, your melatonin is going to be produced earlier. So it's starting your body's internal clock earlier. And guess what? You're going to have those sleeping hormones come in around 10. So they go hand in hand together. And then also one thing you could do is eat when you first wake up. Unless you're doing intermittent fasting, then yeah, you can choose what you want to do there. But those are going to be the most powerful things to dial in your circadian rhythm. And again, I'm telling you, if you commit to these 2 things, you're going to be so much better. The quality of life that you're going to live is so much higher. You're going to accomplish more. You're going to feel better. All around, you're going to be a better version of yourself. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these 2 things are you going to start implementing, and when are you going to start implementing them? Let me know in the comments below, and then make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me.